Hello.
Hey, everybody. We are back again to cap off this year's
Football, this football season.
the NFL football season is over. So we're going here to do a little recap of Super Bowl
54.
54. 50 years after Kansas City was at their last Super Bowl and won it.
Kansas City comes into this Super Bowl 50 years later.
50 years later to take on the San Francisco 49ers.
The 49ers have waited like 6 years probably.
Yeah, the 49ers have 5 other titles, so they're not a...
So they're a successful franchise.
They're a successful franchise. The last time they went to the Super Bowl, they lost to Baltimore.
Remember when we talked about this game and we talked about the coaches? Which one was going to blow it first?
Yeah, Andy Reid had coached for 221 games and never won a Super Bowl. He's been into some playoff games. Even took one team to the Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles. But he had never won the game.
The big game.
Never won the big game. And then on the opposite side, we had our buddy old Kyle
Shanahan.
Who was the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons when they were up 28-3 in the third quarter.
And they choked it away.
And lost the game. And it turns out in this game, the Kansas City Chiefs won 31
to 20. Here's the part. This is the one part that I wanted to get to. Kyle Shanahan.
Yep. We said we just wanted to see which coach was going to choke this game away.
Man, did Kyle blow it.
And Kyle blew this one. Let's go over a little stats first. It was sort of the 49ers game, they outplayed them through 3 quarters.
Yeah, that's about as good as Kyle gets.
That was about as good as it gets. The Chiefs did get 1 interception off of Garoppolo through the first 3 quarters, but they only got a field goal off of it. So the San Francisco was winning
20-10.
20-10.
In the 6 minutes left.
Less than 7 minutes, almost 6 minutes left in the game. And then
Kyle Shanahan does his thing.
He did his little choke job. Honestly, it sort of started at halftime. The 49ers
had the football with
had
1
the football
minute left.
Almost 2 minutes. It was minute 47 or something.
Now this one's just awful. I mean, Kyle just let it run and let it run and let it run until there was like 12 seconds left.
And then the interview after the game, he was like, "Well, the Chiefs had all 3 of their timeouts, and as explosive they are, we didn't want to give the ball back to them." In other words, you didn't trust your offense to keep the ball. That was a smack in the face to his own offense.
That's an insult to the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah. Here, we've got we've got almost 2 minutes. We've got our timeouts. We practice the 2-minute drill all the time, but I don't trust y'all to do that.
In the Super Bowl?
In the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl. He was coaching scared.
He was coaching scared in the Super Bowl.
You never do that.
No, you never do that. Especially in the Super Bowl. They came back in the second half, and through the third quarter, you can see they wasn't quite as good as they were
earlier
in the game. I wonder if that lack of trust on his offense did something to them.
Mentally, it had to do something.
Mentally, I mean,
because eventually the 49ers defense would wear out.
Yeah, the 49ers defense wore out, and in the last 7 minutes of the game,
Patrick Mahomes
scored 21 points.
Led the comeback.
Yeah, the 49ers defense did their job. They picked off Mahomes twice, scored a touchdown off of one, a field goal off another. They got 10 points off of defensive turnovers.
And if it weren't for Kyle Shanahan blowing a 10-point lead with 6 minutes left in the whole game.
How can you be up by 10 points with 6 minutes left and then lose by 11?
Once a Falcon coach.
Always a Falcon coach. Oh, man. Now, there were some players that did ball out pretty good, so we want to give a little props where they are deserved. The Chiefs really did have some good offensive numbers. Williams, their running back, had 17 carries, 104 yards, and 1 TD.
Some people say he deserved.
He was the MVP. Really,
he was the MVP of the game. If you saw the whole thing,
Mahomes got the MVP. I guess you sort of, I don't know.
He ran for 1 touchdown and threw for 2
more
in the biggest moments.
In the last 6 minutes of the game, he did bring them back, but Williams was solid the whole game. And then, as far as the receiving go,
Travis Kelce was also a good piece.
Tyree Hill got 105 yards. Sammy Watkins got 98 yards. Kelce got 43 yards. So.
Should we trust their new nickname, the Legion of Zoom?
I sort of like that, the Legion of Zoom. I mean, all of them run like sub 540s, and Hill's like a 4.2 40. He's insane.
Tyreek Hill can probably outrun a cheetah.
Yeah. Isn't that his nickname or something? Is Cheetah? It's crazy. We will give some props to them because they did ball out, but it took. I really think Shanahan messed up.
Shanahan screwed up big time.
Yeah, I think he got ahead again and then pulled things back a little bit and didn't trust his offense, and it cost him.
I mean, I don't think. He will never live down 28-3. He will never live this down.
No, 20-10 is not as bad.
It's not as bad as that.
No, they didn't give up 25 unanswered points.
Now, you could say that's the Falcons. They were destined to fail there because they're the Falcons, but...
Maybe a little Falcon juice got left over. He took a little bit with him to San Francisco or something. I don't know. But
how do you fail when you're up by 10 points?
And you were dominating the way you did.
And you were dominating.
Yeah.
And then you let them have life. That's one thing you don't do.
No. In the fourth quarter, it was a complete domination by Kansas City. Kansas City scored 21 points. And,
unanswered.
And I think that Garoppolo was like 1 for 4.
Do you know how stupid the play calling was from Kyle very late in the game? Do you know San Francisco has been a running team the whole season?
Yeah, and that was my one question. That's why I picked the Chiefs. That's why we picked the Chiefs, because San Francisco had a really good defense. Kansas City was an okay defense. Both teams had superb tight ends, good running games. So the difference maker on both of them had good wide receivers. The difference maker was which quarterback did you trust?
And we figured that out pretty easily.
We chose the Chiefs because I would trust Mahomes
over Garoppolo.
And in the fourth quarter, Garoppolo
prolapsed.
Yeah. Now they were running the ball. They were running the ball very efficiently. They ran 3 end arounds with Samuel and got 17.7 yards average each time.
And now, do you know what Kyle does? He completely ditches the run game.
Mostert ran for an average of 4.8 yards a carry. Coleman ran for an average of 5.6 yards a carry.
Why would you not give the ball to your running backs?
What do you do in the fourth quarter?
You pass.
You pass the ball and get sacked and throw interceptions, and I really don't understand.
That's on Kyle. That's not on Jimmy Garoppolo. That's on Kyle.
That's on Kyle. Some people were saying, well, Garoppolo missed. Why? It shouldn't have been on Garoppolo. Garoppolo's not the backbone, the power of their team. Why?
He's their game manager.
He's the don't lose it. That's what he is. Just don't lose the game. And honestly, I don't think Garoppolo did lose the game. He threw 2 picks. One of them didn't matter. It was late in the game and it didn't matter that much. The earlier one, Chiefs only got 3 points off of. There was one fumble. Fumble wasn't lost, so it was a kept fumble.
This loss.
Garoppolo was 20 of 31 for 219 yards. So
those are decent stats.
Those are respectable numbers. The thing is, he was sacked 9 times.
9 times.
Yes. Sacked 9 times.
The Chiefs sacked him 9 times?
9 times, yep. Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, since he was tasting the dirt a lot.
Yep, 9 times. No, I take that back. No, he was only sacked 1 time. What am I doing? He was sacked 1 time.
I was thinking because he was
one time. I was looking at the numbers. He was sacked 1 time, but that's when it counted.
That's when it counted.
4th down and 10.
Okay.
He was sacked.
We blew this lead, so we got to pass to get back into the game. And for pretty much 3 and out.
It was 20-10, 20-17. Let's throw the ball. No. Okay, 20-24. Let's throw the ball.
49ers get cut up like Swiss cheese. The Chiefs lead, and then they just pad the lead from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, let's get off of Shanahan here, and let's get on to the winning coach.
Our good old man, Andy Reid. I thought this was really cool. It was his 222nd win, and it was the 2nd
of
February of 2020. So it was 222-02-02-20-20. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's weird.
That is pretty weird. That's 222 on 02-02-2020. So that was pretty good.
Some people were debating Andy Reid's legitimacy for the Hall of Fame. This win pretty much.
He's in the Hall of Fame now. He is a Super Bowl winning, 222 wins, Super Bowl winning coach. And the thing about it is that team's young.
They could go for some more if you wanted.
They might be back for seconds next year. I wouldn't put it past the team. I mean, who else in the AFC has got that kind of power now?
Unless you say the Patriots, because that doesn't count.
That doesn't count. We don't even know if Tom Brady's going to be back there yet, and they're old. Tom Brady's going to be 43. He's still a great quarterback, but he's still 43. Each year, Mother Nature's going to get you sooner or later. Gets everybody. It's going to get them sooner or later. And who's their wide receiver? I don't know.
Julian Edelman and a bunch of cast-offs.
Julian Edelman's a good slot receiver. He can run short routes, but who's their deep guy?
Who's their deep guy? They don't.
I don't know. So, the Patriots going to ride with the Chiefs? They could, because Belichick and their defense. Because Belichick. If Belichick decides to coach the offense again this year, they'll probably be pretty good. But the Patriots, the Texans, I don't trust the Texans.
I don't trust Bill O'Brien after that collapse.
No, I don't trust them. There's rumors of people moving around everywhere. Derrick Henry and the Titans, they're a powerhouse, but
especially late in the year,
quarterback's a little wishy-washy. So I mean, no matter which quarterback they have in there, they don't have a powerhouse quarterback. Now, if Tom Brady leaves New England and goes to the Tennessee,
that could fill the spot.
That might be. Yeah, I'm just talking out loud. So yeah, that was
Congratulations,
Andy Reid and the Chiefs. That was fantastic. That was a fantastic game to watch. It was a nail biter. You're like, my goodness, what the? And then you go on and you're like, oh man, that was pretty. And you're like, what the crap?
I remember with me and Dad, we were sitting there. What was the thing that I always said?
It was 20-10. And the Chiefs started driving, and you were like, oh, man.
I could smell something in the water.
I can smell something here. I can smell something. I can smell the 49ers blowing this. I can smell it. And then before you know it's 20-17, and then you're like, oh, I can really smell something now. I can smell it really good now. And then it was 20-24, and then you were like, yep, it's cooking. It's cooking. Oh, and then Garoppolo overthrew the guy going into the end zone that would have put him ahead, and then game over. So yeah, but anyways, it was a fun NFL season. Thanks everybody for stopping by and just listening to us stupid people.
Plenty of memes were made.
There was a lot of memes made. A lot of fun had. A lot of good games, and the Super Bowl was a very enjoyable game.
Without New England.
Yeah, that was good. Without New England. Now if we can just do this again next year.
And the next. And the next. And the next.
And the next. But anyways, thanks again, guys, for sitting around and goofing with us.
Over these past several months, we've had a lot of fun.
Yes, we have had a lot of fun. So be sure and keep on watching for us. We're going to throw some more stuff out in basketball here coming soon, we hope. A little college basketball coming up. So be sure and hit the like button, the subscribe button.
Hit that groovy baby
button. I think it's on my head this time.
Okay.
Right on my head. Anyways, we're out here. See you next year.
See you next year.
Football season.
Next football season.
Later this year.
Later this year.
In August.